Imagine that you are dead. You exhaled your last breath. The life that you know has exceeded to exist. But what would you do if you, on the crossroad to the beyond, get a second chance in another body? What would you do differently? How would you continue living? And what would you do if life gives you a second chance? Hey guys, so let's talk about an anime film that you probably haven't heard of. Colorful was released in 2010 and is the adaptation of a novel by Ito Mori. The film was directed by Keiichi Hara, who also directed Miss Hokusai or Wonderland a couple of years ago. The story is set around a lifeless soul that is about to enter the beyond when suddenly an angel named Pura Pura reveals to this soul that it just won the lottery. It is granted the chance to return back to a body on Earth in order to find out what his or her biggest sin was. All in the time span of 6 months. This very soul is then transferred into the body of the 14-year-old Makoto Kobayashi, who just tried to commit suicide by a pill overdose. From now on, this new soul lives in Makoto and has to quickly realize that he had a tough life. He has been bullied in school, doesn't go along with his family very well, especially his mother, and doesn't seem to have any friends. And although all of this sounds very frustrating, this soul has to find a way to give meaning to Makoto's life, find out why he tried to end it and how he can change it for the better. So why is this such a phenomenal anime film? Well, there are a number of reasons. First of all, it is the ambivalence with which the story is told. On the one hand, it can be really depressing, even utterly frustrating and sad, but on the other hand, it can also be really inspiring and heartwarming. Within its 2-hour runtime, this film was able to evoke so many feelings in me that you can almost describe it as a color palette of emotions. Since it is the soul trapped in an alien body, Makoto starts to behave differently than before, which obviously raises a lot of questions for his surrounding. And of course, that aspect frustrates him in a sense, since the soul in Makoto doesn't know how to behave properly. What kind of person was Makoto? What did he like? And how did he speak? The soul in him doesn't know the answer to any of those questions. However, seeing him change and slowly understanding the problems Makoto has been through also counts for the viewer. What was our frustration before slowly turns into understanding and compassion as well. And when the film progresses, we slowly start to see the bigger picture, or painting, the film progressively reveals to us. When, in the beginning of the film, Makoto declines to eat the meals his mother cooks for him, it is truly magnificent to see when he finally starts to eat a dish she cooks for him. Another clear strength of the film is the way it tackles its topics. Yes, Colorful deals with a lot of heavy issues. Cheating, mobbing, loneliness, even child prostitution. But the most prominent theme of the film is the one of suicide. In the beginning, you can constantly feel his family being on the edge, always afraid to say something wrong. In school, everyone seems to be distant to him because they thought he had ended his life and now they don't know how to approach him. And although you have an angel in this film, Colorful makes it very clear from the beginning on that this is a very grounded work. The film is filled with raw emotions, and it's a good thing that it doesn't sugarcoat anything. It truly makes for an honest viewing experience. Now I will say something that might surprise you. I really didn't like the protagonist of the film. At least for a while. Okay, where was I? First of all, he behaves very unfairly to his mother, up to a point where I felt truly sorry for her. Despite not being without her own mistakes, he punishes her over and over again when she reaches out to him. And all of this made me want to shout at my screen. I was furious actually. But what really bugged me was how he was treating her classmate Choko Sano. She really seems to like him, but because the soul in Makoto doesn't care about her, he starts to treat her badly and drags her into his miserable situation. And this is where I really struggled to sympathize with him. Sympathize? And this is where I really struggled to sympathize with him. It's still not correct, I'm sorry. However, of course, that is also the point this film tries to bring across. Makoto has dealt with so many issues that it is not possible for him to be the nice guy. He's frustrated, feels betrayed and alone, To portray him in a sympathetic light would do a disservice to the emotions he went through. Again, it only exemplifies that the film is taking the emotions these characters are going through very seriously. And this is why the second half of this film is all the more triumphant. When he meets his friend Saotome, life slowly starts to change for him and he perceives the world from a more light-hearted angle. And of course, we want to see his view of the world change in a positive direction, something that he hasn't been able to do for such a long time. There's an important message this film wants to bring across. Sometimes we see life in only one color. Maybe it's a dark blue or a shade of gray because things are not going as planned for you right now. Maybe it's a strong red because you're feeling angry all the time, or maybe it's a calming green because things are okay for you right now. The second chance that Makoto, that the soul in him receives, is about accepting that people are consisting of multiple colors, not just one. We are not just black and white or pink, we are consisting of all kinds of colors. And with life, it's basically the same. Makoto is granted a second chance to see that for himself, to view himself differently, the situation he's in, the people he's been interacting with. I know, it sounds like a fairly simplistic message, but this film really knows how to present it in a way which is not sentimental or one-dimensional. It is a film about second chances. The second chance to see life in all of its facets, in all of its colors. Colorful is an outstanding anime film that you really shouldn't miss. I know, it's not the easiest film. With its 2-hour runtime and the slow pacing in the beginning, it might scare off some audiences. But if you're a fan of grounded slice of life that takes its characters and its problems serious, then you should definitely give this film a chance. I know that the animation is not on the level as a Makoto Shinkai, for example, but truly, don't let this simplistic style fool you. The impact that Colorful will have on you is definitely worth it. Trust me. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. If you have seen Colorful, then please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the film. And if you want to learn about a slice of life manga that can actually teach you happiness, then click on my last video over here or over there. I'm not really sure right now, to be honest. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. See you.